Hi everyone, our journal page today, and I'm going to use paper napkins. I haven't used them in a while. Now you don't have to have paper napkins. It can be magazine pages, painty papers, whatever you've got. The thing is to just take something that goes together in terms of color or pattern, and I've picked all kinds of browns and oranges. These are leftovers from other project. Another leftover, and I have two paper napkins, these two, which are going to be the theme for my page. So first of all, I'm starting with the leftovers, and I've cut all kinds of shapes out of them in the other project. Now I just want to take part of them and glue to my page. Now I don't want straight edges, so I'm going to just take a fine brush with water and take out part of the paper napkin, and the fine brush with water will give me this kind of edges, so I don't have to see this kind of an edge. So I've got this. Let's do another one. I don't know if I will use all of it. Right now I'm just taking whatever I can from this leftover. Here we go. Maybe this will go something like this. I don't know. I'm going to play with it. Now I've got another paper napkin leftover. Once again, I'm just going to take out some of it, and I don't want the straight edges. Now it doesn't have to be big pieces, they can be smaller pieces, and I'm going to construct the background from these paper napkins. So just taking what I can from the leftovers and eliminating the straight edges. Maybe this will go here. I don't know. I'm just putting them down right now. I'm going to take more. I'm going to layer all these leftovers. And I think I will try to keep the darker colors towards the edges. We'll see. So just taking parts of the paper napkin, something like this. This is just too much, so I'm taking part of it like this, and I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I'm thinking this one is gonna go here, so I don't really need this piece here. I don't know. This is quite intuitive. This is just playing with the pieces until you're satisfied, and then just start gluing all around. So I'm going to put all kinds of pieces, and I'm going to use just white glue that I added a little bit of water. I don't have measurements because white glue depends on the consistency. If it's too thick, I will add more water. If it's not thick enough, I will add less water. You just need to try it and see what works for you. The best thing is that when you are using it on paper napkins, you use a flat brush, soft flat brush, and you need to see that it glides and not drags the paper napkin. So just to start, I'm going to glue down. Let's start with this piece, and I'm putting down the glue. I'm generous with the glue. I don't want to miss a spot. And I'm placing this, and I'm taking it a little bit out of the page. It's just easier to cut the excess than try and align it exactly with the edges of my page. So here we go, first piece. I think this will have to wait for later, and just maybe I'll trim this. Yeah, and once again, generous with the glue. And I'm gonna put it here a little bit outside the page again, just easier for me. And going on top, I don't care about wrinkles, it just gives my page more texture and I like it. Okay, next piece. This one, a very big one. Okay. And just going over, using the flat of the brush from the inside towards the outside. So I won't have air bubbles. Air bubbles are created also if you missed a spot underneath and then you put the glue on top of the paper napkin, and then you have an air bubble. So let's see. I'm thinking I'm gonna put this one in the corner, or maybe this one. Yeah, I'm going to put this one. And for starters, it looks like a mess. It always looks like a mess when you are starting something like this. It's what goes afterwards that will bring everything together. Right now, this is just the first layer, and we'll see. Okay, so I think this one will go nicely here. Some of it is gonna get covered, I'm warning in advance. Okay, so I really need something here, and I want it to be light, so I need another piece of paper napkin. I will be back. Okay, so I found another leftover pieces of paper napkin that can work in terms of the color. And now for the final piece of the background, it's this one. Just placing it here. Okay, and again glue on top. Now I will have to be very, very patient for all of this to dry with all this glue before I can continue. here we go. This is the background, the first layer of the background. So I'll be back when it's dry and we'll continue. Okay, so my background is mostly dry, and now I want to bring everything together. Now I took from this paper napkin the coffee cup and some of these tiles that I liked, and they are going to be on top. But first, as I said, I want to bring everything together, and there are all kinds of ways to do something like this. I can take like browns and oranges colors. Oopsie, too much, never mind. I can just go in several areas and blend where I think it's needed. This is one way to go about it. Like if I don't like an area or something, I can go like this very gently and just blend in between. Now that's one way to go about it. Another way is I'm going to use a stencil. You can use also stamps. Of course, stamps, if they are too little, then they won't show with all this detail. I'm taking this stencil only because it reminds me of the tiles I have on the paper napkins, but it doesn't have to be. It can be anything. If you like to have text in the back, go with text. You like to have flowers, whatever you like can go in the back. And I'm just going to put it here, and I'm taking this sand color with a makeup sponge, and I'm just going to add it in several places, and I'm not even going to be precise about it, and it's not going to be a complete tile. It just needs to be some kind of a visual texture in the back that connects everything. Let's see, maybe a little bit more, like this. Moving here, I think that just maybe I need just one tone lighter, so I'll take this is, I don't know, mushroom it says, whatever. I'm dabbing the axis and again stenciling, and I'm not doing it completely, not the whole tile, most of it but not all. It does, I don't want it to be the focus of the page. And I'm lifting just to see what's going on. Good enough. Moving on. I'm going to put a little bit here. I'm just checking to see what's going on, because sometimes when you put the stencil, and especially if it's not transparent, then you don't see what's going on underneath. Okay, maybe just a little bit more from this tile. Yeah, okay. So we've got this. I want to put first my cup of coffee on the page so I can see where everything goes. That's my focal image, and right now you can hardly see it because it's all the same colors here and a lot of things going on. But first I'm going to glue it down. I think maybe I'll use a glue stick, so I won't have to wait too long. Okay. Smoothing it so I know it's glued down. Okay, now I think I'm gonna take some white acrylic pen and give some highlights in several places, mostly at the top. As you can see, I'm like dabbing it and not going like this because it's still wet underneath from the glue stick and I don't want it to tear my paper napkin, and I don't have patience. So I'm just going like this very gently so my paper napkin won't tear. Okay, that's better. Maybe a little bit here. Don't know how much of it you can see, but it's there. I feel some parts still moist from the glue. There's a lot of glue underneath. Okay, that's better. Okay, what else? I think I'm going to let this dry completely. And now for the tiles. I don't know, maybe I won't use them, maybe I will, or let's see. I think that's what I'm going to do. And do I want the little ones? Maybe. I think something like that. I also took the word coffee from the other napkin I had, like this one, which I'm planning of putting somewhere. Maybe here. I still want to work on my coffee cup so it will look more prominent on the page, but as I said, it's still wet here. So what I'm going to do, maybe like this, yeah. First I'm going to adhere all of this, and when everything is completely dry I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Everything is glued down and dry, and now for detailing, and there are all kinds of stuff I want to share with you. So first of all, because everything is coated with glue, you can use on top of this in several areas a regular felt pens, and I will show you what I mean. I want to do a little bit of shadowing underneath, and I'm taking a regular felt pen, and because I have like a sealer with the glue, I can use this, and I also can smudge it a little bit. Now I feel that it's still a little bit moist underneath, so it's a little bit difficult yet, but that's how it goes. So I'm doing a little bit of shadow underneath some of my image. You can blend it, you cannot, you can leave it as is, whatever you like. Now that's one way to go about it. Another one If you are not looking for smudging this stuff, then you can go with all kinds of paint pens like Posca. Any brand has it, and there are also non-brands. Whatever works for you and you can get your hands on. In terms of white, I prefer to use this Uniball Signo a pen, whatever. Also jelly roll pens also work, because what I want to do, not only I've put white here and did some highlights, I want my word coffee to stand out more. And because the paper napkin is translucent, then it doesn't show white. Almost when you glue it, it almost goes completely transparent. So now I'm just using this to make my word more visible on this page. Another thing, I have here the brown background, and some of it I want to eliminate, like here when it goes on top of the double F. So again, I can use this, and because the tip is easier to control instead of using a brush, and I'm going like this. So here we go. Now if I don't like that the brown is so prominent and I don't like the edges, I don't care, but I want to show you how you can make it less visible. And once again, I can take, let's take a brush now, because my finger will not work in this case, and take a little bit of this orangey color, and I can get in and again smudge it a little bit so it won't be so harsh. Of course, you can also change colors, because I have here not only this kind of orange, but you get what I'm doing. Just blending it so the edges won't be so visible, like so. So I need to continue with this with the word here. Now again, I've put down these tiles, which gives me more a texture, visual texture, and also a repetitive pattern, which helps bring everything together, like the stenciling. So as you can see, there are many ways to bring everything together. Now I can leave it as is, or I can again make it more visible by adding little details. Now I can leave it be, but I thought maybe just so you will see another way to go about it, I will add some details. I just want to finish with this so it will stand out and I can see what's going on. Okay, almost done. Yeah. And of course I can also wait for it to dry and do another layer and blend it more, like so, getting in like this. Personally, I don't mind, but if you like a more blended look, that's the way to go about it. And here, like if I don't like this area, again going in and blending the edges. Now I'm just very lightly adding white here, another area of the paper napkin that almost disappeared into the back. Yeah, here we go. So now for the tiles, I can just pick a gel roll pen, or this is another signal, uniball signal pen. This is gold. I can use also, as I said, I can use gel roll pen. These are this is something from the cheap store. This I ordered from Amazon, and I can just in several places add details. Don't know how much of it you will be able to see. Metallics just don't show on video. I think I'll just use the uniball, and I'm not going over all the details, just some of them. So I will have some highlights, and I didn't want a white here. I wanted to keep the white for this area and just add a little bit of this gold as a hint in the tiles. And I'm just picking some of the details, not all of them. You see? Just some of it. And mostly to the left, because that area is a little bit darker because of the paper napkin I have here. Again, I'm not very concerned about being accurate to the pattern I have here on the paper napkin. It just, I'm just going with the flow, intuitive, I don't know what to call it, just so I will have a little bit more detail. That's it. Okay, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm done. This is my page. I hope you like it. Hope you will go and do something similar and have fun with it. Whatever you have, if it's magazine pages, painty papers, whatever, just have fun with it. So thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.